Hello and welcome to Eternal in 5. I'm aReNGee, and today we're going to be talking about the near-term future of tournaments in Eternal. Now, Direwolf Digital recently released news of a new upcoming event called Caravans, which is the second in their line of expedition format tournaments. And I'm not here to talk about this tournament itself, but rather what this tournament represents. As we all know, we're waiting for the announcement of the actual 2020 Eternal season, what that's going to mean, and what the rules are, and all that sort of thing. And this teases a little bit about of what could be, and it's actually a good direction. So, a lot of what has been holding the tournament series back in the past is the technology behind uh, the Eternal client. So everything is tied up in the event system, which means that all the tournaments need to be run through the event system, and things that you think should be fairly simple to do were not technically possible with the client, to my understanding. So now we're seeing implementations of those things in client for this upcoming Caravans tournament, and that means that we should be able to see them and expect them for the upcoming 2020 season. So, for example, Caravans is a cash tournament that offers cash prizes for players from 5th to 1st place. And unlike previous tournaments that have done this, you don't need to specifically sign up for this in advance. They don't know who's going to end up in these positions. So this leads us into the possibility for uh, cash tournaments as a regular feature because they no longer need the setup in order to actually get those cash prize payouts. So we can, have tournaments that you don't just get 12 packs for, blowing out in whatever place doesn't actually order you an invite. So much better for the tournament players. They can actually get some prizings back and we can have some real prizing. Additionally, we see these new expedition points awarded for based on tournament placing. And unlike the ECQ points, which were not actually awarded in client, the expedition points are awarded in client because they tie into cosmetics. So you get a different card back that levels up as you get more expedition points. And this has two different major implications. The first of which is we should be able to see a more complex point-based system in the coming 2020 season because they now have the capability to tie these points directly to the players in client and will no longer need any separate systems to track them. And that leads us into, invite tournaments based on points, stuff like that. So all kinds of good things going to come from this. And on the other side of things, we can now offer prestige cosmetics for players who succeed in tournaments. So people who, win top 8, whatever, they could now in the future offer special avatars, uh, card backs, totems, stuff like that. Things that are really cool and will bring a lot, interest a lot of people because prestige is a really big reason to play these things. So those are three major things that we have previously been missing that we now know that they have the technology to do in client, which is offer cash prizes as rewards, offer a tournament point system, and to offer these, exclusive cosmetics that will be really cool to see. There's still some pieces missing. We're looking for coverage and things like that, but now that we know that we can have a points-based system and cash prizes in the future, it's looking good for what's coming up. So now we just need to see what the plan is, if we can get some regular tournaments, what the future of the ECQ is, and where the coverage comes from. I'm looking forward to future announcements.